Well, let's discuss this further and make this an open debate. Dr Sambit Patra from the BJP is joining us. We are expecting Randeep Singh Surjewala to join us shortly. Rahul Mehra, leader from Aam Aadmi Party, Saba Naqvi, political editor of Outlook, and Hartosh Singh Bal, political editor for Caravan, are with us. Good evening to all of you. I'm going to start with you, Dr Patra. There are n number of commissions that have been set up. Several of them have found the implication or spoken about the involvement of several of the Congress leaders and other people. There are court cases that are currently going on. It is still sub judice. There was another SIT that was set up by the previous Delhi government, that is the Aam Aadmi Party. Why does the NDA now feel the need for another commission to be set up instead of some concrete action to take place?
Now, two things. First and foremost, I would not preempt whether a commission, whether a SIT would be set up or not, because as we hear into all these debates, what we gather is you have got this information from your sources. The government has not come and declared any kind of SIT to be set up as of now. Secondly, and very importantly, even if an SIT is set up, it would be a decision taken by the Mathur Commission, which was set up by the government in December last year. And thereafter, the Mathur Commission, if we are right, has in fact stated that SIT should be set up, in fact, to bring a sort of closure to the riot cases which had not been reopened. There were approximately 241 cases going on, of which the Nanavati Commission had asked only 4 cases to be reopened, whereas the BJP felt that rest of the 237 cases
so, Sambit,
also
just on that point that you...
But I would not preempt any of the things.
Right. Since you're saying we shouldn't preempt it, the point is that there was a delegation of the Akali Dal leaders who met the Home Minister. Now, those leaders have come out and said on camera that the Home Minister has assured them that there will be justice. Now, what is your government strategy to provide that justice that you any which ways in one of your pre-poll promises given to the people of this country? So what is going to be the plan of action if not an SIT? Won't that be the correct assumption?
Now, first and foremost, if the Akali Dal friend of ours went to the Home Minister, it was the right to go and demand for justice. And if the Home Minister has assured them that justice would be done, that is what the Home Minister should be doing, and he has done the right thing. Thirdly, as to how we will bring in the justice, let me in fact tell you over here that if any political party has ventured into getting justice to the Sikh community for the 1984 riots, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have seen as to how the Narula Committee and
that was the
Nanavati Commission in fact was set up by none other than the Bharatiya
Dr. Sambit Patra, the question, and I'm going to bring in our other guests, Saba Naqvi, Hartosh Bal, Rahul Mehra. We should be able to connect with him any moment. Hartosh Bal, if that was the case, if that was the intent, why not just notify what the Aam Aadmi Party had initiated? They had set up the demand and played out the demand on the 6th of February 2014 with the Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung, saying that yes, why not create an SIT and we should to probe this entire matter. So why not just notify that? It was under the President's rule. The Lieutenant Governor could have gone ahead and do it. Why again, start the entire process again under a retired justice in December who was given 3 months, and conveniently, before the polls, 1 week before the polls, the committee has already made the recommendations, and then this murmur happens that justice will be done. Why all of this? No, there's no politics. You are trying to read politics into it. Sambit Patra, just wait on. I'm just going across to Hartosh Bal.
This is an important issue. Please do not butt in. Yeah. From the time that it was not a riot, it was pre-planned murder of people from one community, instigated by a political party, and I have recently written about it. And I have stated so much in the article that this was orchestrated by the Congress party with orders coming up from somebody as high up as Arun Nehru, close to Rajiv Gandhi. Despite this fact, which should have been part of the investigation right from the beginning, we've had 9 inquiry commissions or 10, depending on how you want to come. Retired Supreme Court justices, eminent bureaucrats, whatever. None of them have delivered justice because from the very beginning the process of justice was tarnished by political motives. Today, if we have to get closure, we must start with removing politics from the process of justice. Unfortunately, what the BJP is doing in their bid for posturing and trying to gain some votes, they are beginning this process with the same political tarnishing that has spoiled previous instances of inquiries. This should have been announced 4 months before, or it could have waited 4 weeks later after the elections. This carefully selected leak into the media is an aim to try and fool a community into voting for them. They could have waited.
Well,
this is a despicable move to make hay over murder.
Coming to you, Saba Naqvi, quick rebuttal to the BJP, then coming to you. Yes, Sambit Patra.
Yeah.
Saba, just hold on. Sambit wanted to make a point, Saba, then I'll come to you.
And let us, when we are talking about 1984 and the massacre of the Sikh community that took place, since this is the landscape is the Delhi elections, please remember the 350 Sikhs was slaughtered in an area called Trilokpuri in eastern Delhi. Now Sikhs hardly live there. And in November, you had BJP MLAs involved in instigating riots over there between Hindus and Muslims. So the political class, have it been what the Congress did 30 years ago, we know that. And it's really, I start to choke up when I hear BJP talking about justice to riot victims. Because there have been many riots where BJP people are involved. In the build-up, in the past year in Delhi, there have been attempts to instigate riots by workers of the BJP. Last week, I went to Trilokpuri, and what do I see? The MLA who was involved, he has passed away. His wife is now the candidate. With them, you have Vishwa Hindu Parishad, you have Sadhvi, another Sadhvi from Bahraich sitting over there in Trilokpuri. So, you know, let us, so for the BJP to suddenly, it is nothing but politics right now, if indeed they are doing so. So, you know, it's
counter that, Sambit Patra, Hartosh and Saba Naqvi's point of view. Sambit Patra.
I can
it's
hear.
Nothing
First
but politics, they say.
Saba Naqvi, I think Saba Naqvi should have gone through the Election Commission reprimand to Arvind Kejriwal, which was only given last week. In the reprimand for the bribery issue, where Mr. Kejriwal wanted people to take money from all political parties and vote for Kejriwal. In that same issue, Mr. Election Commission, in fact, has reprimanded Kejriwal not to spread lies about Trilokpuri incident. The Election Commission says that nothing has been established, so please do not spread falsehoods, do not spread lies. And today, Saba Naqvi, you are an eminent journalist. I think you should have.
It is not Arvind Kejriwal. I went there, Sambit. I went there. I'm a reporter. I'm not Arvind Kejriwal. I'm not a representative of a party.
Under Saba, I was not interjecting, and I would like to get any kind of evidence that you have to point fingers towards the Bharatiya Janata Party as far as Trilokpuri is concerned. When the Constitutional Authority of India, Election Commission, says that no such proof exists and has reprimanded Arvind Kejriwal, you should also have been, in fact, sensible enough to say that no evidences have been found. Let us wait till the investigation is complete.
Just coming to the basic point that both Saba and Hartosh Singh Bal were making here, and I hope you're getting the point. The point is that there's two journalists sitting on this panel who are only seeing this as poll posturing by the BJP and not a genuine interest in solving the matter.
Posturing?
I'm going to come back to you in just a bit, but let's also get Rahul Mehra in from the Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party has already come out and said that we had set up an SIT. Why not take that forward? Mr. Mehra, do you want to add to the conversation that's just happened here, though?
Yes, you know, it's very unfortunate that both the leading national political parties have been playing politics over genocides in India. You know, politics should be always kept aside when it comes to these mass murders. You cannot you know, warm up your own vote banks according to the whims and fancies and try and posture yourself on national media that you really are having empathy for the victims of these riots, while all you're doing is selective leaks from the media. It's no rocket science, you know, that today there was a selective leak to the extent that SIT is going to be constituted. How did this come out? And if they have already made a selective leak, why don't they come out with the entire report? Because some years back, Justice Nanavati Commission also you know, suggested an SIT into just 4 cases. There are 237 cases which stand closed.
Well, the model code of conduct is in place. The crux so obviously they will have to wait until after the 7th of February or the 10th when the results are out, Rahul Mehra.
So why? So allow me. Why skirt the code of conduct by doing a selective leak? All I'm saying is there are 2 cases, and allow me to place those cases before you. One is of Sajjan Kumar. One is of, Jagdish Titler. In one of the cases, the investigation has been completed. Charge sheet needs to be filed. It's not being filed. In the other case, the investigation is going nowhere. There are cases, four cases,
we
which
are
have
saying
recently in 2006,
the details of the
which were
probe need
also
to be out.
closed,
Rahul Mehra, but please tell me between 6th of February 2014 and December 23rd, 2014, how many times did the Aam Aadmi Party, including Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, including other leaders, including you, did you stand up and say, what happened to the SIT? Why haven't you notified it yet? How many appearances did you make to the Lieutenant General and say, listen, all right, you might be under President rule, you might have put the state of Delhi under President's rule, but you have the authority. Constitute the SIT, notify it. We have already ratified it with the cabinet.
In fact,
notify it. How many times did you go to the LG between 6th of February 2014 and the 23rd of January? Every time the murmur is picked up from another political party, the AAP also wakes up. That's what we have seen, sir.
Allow me to answer. I've got your question very loud and clear. Have you read our press release today? The press release very clearly says that Arvind Kejriwal himself has gone many a times. There have been representations made by Mr. Phoolka, who's a senior leader, who's been fighting for the riot victims for decades now. Both of them have given representations in writing and have gone to the Prime Minister, to the Home Minister, and have placed on record their dissent. To the extent that when Arvind Kejriwal's government was there for 49 days, there was an SIT which was constituted, and all they are doing now is, in fact, with the Justice Mathur's report, which has been selectively leaked, it is the biggest indictment of the BJP Akali Dal. BJP, both the Prime Minister Modi as well as the Home Minister have been sitting quiet. In fact, they've been looking on the other side. Only when the polls come, in fact, in the previous by-election polls, you would remember that there was a selective leak again, where they had said that there is going to be compensation which is going to be paid to all the victims.
No, my issue is, sir, you make noise about everything else, but the Aam Aadmi Party has done the work. It didn't make the noise between 6th of February and the 23rd of December 2014. Hartosh Bal, coming to you. Rahul Mehra, please wait on.
Damn you do, damn you don't. Because
Rahul, point taken, just bringing in the other panelists in. Sambit Patra, coming to you. Hartosh also wants to interject, and then I'll come to you, Sambit Patra. Just please listen to Hartosh also. Yes, Hartosh.
Rahul, I have a straight question to you. You wanted to institute an inquiry into the killings, the massacres. You had your government in Delhi. Instead of 49 days, if you had waited till 70 days, was the issue on which you resigned more important than instituting justice for 1984?
Fair question.
You could not have waited and made sure this happened?
Hartosh, it's a... Hartosh,
it's a
we
straight
can go
question.
back and let's have a discussion.
Was it more important, the issue on which you quit the government?
What happened? Allow me.
I'm asking you a straight question. Was it a more important issue than on which you quit the government?
Allow me to answer, Hartosh. I've got your question. Please allow me.
Yeah.
If you realize 49 days, what happened prior to those 49 days? How the political movement came into being. From being a social movement, what was the primary concern of this political movement was the Jan Lokpal. That was amongst the topmost priority for this government. Yes, amongst the other top priorities was the constitution of SIT and giving justice to the 1984
Hartosh Bal, your question's been answered.
Now, in 49 days, Hartosh, you don't expect an SIT to be... I don't think you need to be, you can form an SIT, you can investigate it and you can punish people. I think it's expecting a bit too much out of those 49 days.
Coming to Sambit Patra, Rahul Mehra, what stands out
is... When for more than 35 years,
Hartosh's straight question
wasn't Congress and BJP have been playing
to the families of more than 3,375 victims who were massacred in Delhi, bringing them justice, giving them closure, was it not priority for this government or was something else more priority is what Hartosh asked you and you answered it. You said no, Jan Lokpal was priority.
Obviously, everything is a priority, but you must realize in 49 days, even a constitution of SIT is a big deal. Where for 35 years there have been commissions, only
why
commissions.
Why didn't you give it priority is what Hartosh's question to you was.
So to take that first step is a big deal.
So you didn't, even your party didn't give it the priority which Hartosh Bal believes you should have given. That is the point. Sambit Patra, coming to you. Yes, Sambit, you have a point.
I am sorry. In 49 days, if you constitute a
SIT. What priority? What more priority?
No, you ratified the constitution of an SIT. It was not notified and the SIT was not formed, because had that SIT been formed, we could have turned around and asked the NDA government, why didn't you let that SIT continue its investigation and give it time? Now that didn't happen. No, and Hartosh Bal's point of view is, why didn't you wait for that to happen?
Tell me what is stopping. Why didn't you stand? Know what happened in those 49 days? I can travel with you and discuss with you what happened in those 49 days.
Right. Let's get in Dr. Patra, because he's been wanting to make a point. Sambit Patra, go ahead.
We are the only political party. The issue is we are the only political party.
Rahul, we got your point. Let's also see what Sambit Patra has been wanting to say.
Those 49 days.
This is the most important issue. Is justice is more important than politics, as everyone is pointing out and rightly pointing out. Now my question is the Aam Aadmi Party really concerned with justice, or is just playing the opportunism game? I believe the Aam Aadmi Party is just playing to the galleries, opportunism game. The reason being, there should be no question about my SIT or your SIT. As far as a SIT is there, in fact, to dig out justice. And as far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, right from the very beginning, Bharatiya Janata Party is the one which has been serious as far as justice is being meted out to our Sikh brothers and sisters. I mean, let us see. Marwa Commission, Mishra Commission, Kapoor Mittal Committee, Jain Banerjee Committee, Poti Rassa Committee, Jain Agarwal Committee, Ahuja Committee. Why don't you allow me time? Then we have Dillon Committee, and thereafter we constitute the Narula Committee, which for the first time speaks about registering an FIR against Titler, against Sajjan Kumar.
What happened after
the previous committees were talking about registering FIRs, but the FIRs not being registered. Then we constitute the Nanavati Commission, and thanks to Nanavati Commission, at least some amount of justice has been done to this whole issue.
No, sir. 4 out of 241 cases is not justice, and you can't say, all right, some amount of justice has been done.
I told you right from the very beginning, we want the 237 cases.
Then, sir, why after the 16th of
April? What is the
reason as to why?
The investigation
is not preempt about a SIT being formed.
Okay, so let's not talk about the SIT. The point is the investigation is out there. There are n number of cases. Dr. Patra, you yourself have counted out the commissions. There are n number of commissions who have come out with their reports, with their investigations. The CBI has done its investigation. The CBI has given its report on those investigations to the court. Why do you need another SIT? Saba, I'll just come to you in 1 minute.
I told you first and foremost, the Mathur committee, Justice Mathur committee, in fact, has recommended an SIT. I believe the wisdom of a justice is more than most of us on the panel over here. Secondly, I would not preempt whether an SIT has been formed or not. But well, yes, I can confirm that Bharatiya Janata Party wants to stand by the Sikh brothers, as it has been standing with them since long, and we want closure of all the cases.
Dr. Patra, I don't think any political party is going to say otherwise. I don't think any political party is going to say we don't stand by them. Everybody is on the same page when it comes to saying that. Saba, go ahead, make your point. You were saying something.
Can I?
Coming to you, Rahul Mehra.
Okay, I was just saying that Sambit is talking so eloquently about the Bharatiya Janata Party wanting justice for all. You know, this is just a reflection on how debased our politics have become. We've had the Congress Party guilty of a bloodbath years ago. We all know what the BJP has done. And I don't want to go into that again, your riot versus my riot. So it is really hypocritical. Bharatiya Janata Party is going to honor SITs, is going to honor justice for all, or is it just election gambit in the middle of a Delhi election, which has proved very, very tough for them? You know? Are you going to honor all SITs, or is it only one SIT that you think is important?
Well, Sambit, hold on. Rahul Mehra also has a point, so then you can collectively rebut.
I want to answer Saba, please.
Dr. Patra, please hold on. You can answer Saba after Rahul also makes his point.
What does that mean, collectively rebut?
Because he also wants to add in. So I'd rather you take the questions together. I'd rather you take the questions together, Dr. Patra. Yes, Rahul Mehra.